Hey guys, it's Kara here. Welcome back to my channel for the first part of a brand new series I will be featuring here. This is just a quick introduction overview before we get into the meat of the video. I've hinted at it before, but I am doing a Zodiac CAS challenge for The Sims 4, where I go through all 12 astrological signs and make them into sim representations of themselves. This is a chance for me to share what knowledge I have about astrology with you guys if you're interested in that, and also an excuse for me to learn a little bit more about the signs. I'll be going in order, starting with Aries and ending with Pisces. Each sign will have a specified color. I'll give a little bit of interesting information about the sign that you may or may not be familiar with, and I will give each sign 3 traits, 2 positive and 1 negative, that are reflected in the traits associated with those signs. And I plan to highlight a little bit about what that means for your sun, your moon, or your rising. If you don't know what the heck that is, I'm going to put a link in the description below of each video, so that way you can get a free birth chart made. If you know what time you're born, you can figure out where all the planets and houses and all that good stuff is. We're going to keep it pretty simple for this series and just give an overview, but I'm really excited to get started, you guys. And with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into Aries. Hey guys, welcome to the very first sign in my The Signs as Sims CAS challenge, where I make all 12 zodiac signs as sim representations. Of course, we are starting with the very first sign in the zodiac, which is Aries. Aries, also known as the ram, and that'll make perfect sense the more I tell you about the sign and how the ram is so fitting. Aries are born between March 21st and April 19th. They are a fire sign out of the 4 elements, and they are also a cardinal sign. Cardinal sign basically means that you're a go-getter, you take action, you make choices. You can be cardinal, fixed, or muted. And I'm sure you can kind of guess what the other 2 mean, but we'll go into those more when we get into other signs that have those traits. All you need to know about Aries, though, is they are all about action. Being the first sign in the zodiac, they're associated with new beginnings and change and adaptability. They have tons and tons of raw energy, which can sometimes even come through as being a bit impulsive or making hasty decisions. They are leaders. They're the literal leader of the zodiac signs. And I actually did end up giving this sim the leader of the pack aspiration, which is associated with clubs, which came and get together. But I thought it was perfect and super fitting for our lovely Aries sim here. Aries are ruled by the planet of Mars, and Mars is like, I'm not super sure about like the Greek and Roman stuff, but I do remember that Mars was like the god of war. So that gives you any idea about how Aries are. Their predominant color they're associated with is red, which you'll see that I incorporate red into all of her outfits in this Create a Sim. They're associated with the body part of the head or the face, and their keyword is I am. So Aries are about a sense of being. Like I said, they're associated with new beginnings and change in energy. They're also associated with action, being adventurous, being independent, confidence, competition, being decisive. They're enthusiastic to try new things. They're adventurous. They're bold. They're fiery. That's the best word to say it. And they really go for what they want, which is why I thought the perfect translation into a sim, the way I pictured an Aries sim in my head, was this cute, trendy, go-getter career gal, lady boss type. The kind of girl who could quite literally kick your butt and never ever misses her Pilates class or her spin class or whatever she's doing. Like, she has got it together. She kills it in the office. She gets promoted. She tells everyone else what to do. She speaks her mind. She gets off of work, goes to the gym, hangs out with friends, does all of her chores when she gets home. Like, she's just on top of it. And she helps other people around her be on top of it because Aries do have natural leadership qualities. So if you're an Aries sun, those traits will kind of filter through every part of your life. You'll see it a little bit in everything that you do. Your sun sign is like your general ego. So it's you, if you're an Aries sun and you don't super associate with these traits, you might want to look at your moon or your rising sign. And to do that, you just need to know your time of birth. Exact time of birth is ideal down to the minute because things can change very quickly when it comes to the zodiac. And look in the description down below. I will link a free birth chart generator down there, so that way you can check it out and see what your placements are. Astrology gets very complicated with different houses and different planets. Just worry about sun, moon, and rising, or also known as ascendant, for the basics and to get to kind of see your personality at large. All the other things are more detail oriented, but for the big picture, sun, moon, rising. And so that brings me to Aries moon. If you are a Aries moon, the moon is your inner self. It's your feelings. It has to do with like how your relationship with your mother or how you grew up. But primarily, the moon is associated with who you are deep on the inside. It's the side of yourself that you show to people once you know them very, very well. Or maybe you don't show them and you're very guarded with it. But if you're an Aries moon sign, you have an extreme need for independence and you're very assertive as well. And again, this might not come out to the rest of the world, but you on your inside, you know that this is how you are. You're independent, you're assertive, you take initiative and you take action. And you feel the most fulfilled when you're solving problems and you're experiencing new challenges and you're just having an exciting time. That's when you feel your happiest. If you're an Aries rising, that is how you present yourself to the world. It's the first impression you give off. And if your rising or ascendant is in Aries, it's going to be a bold and unforgettable first impression. When you walk into the room, when you introduce yourself to people, you are not likely to be forgotten very quickly. You just have a powerful, dominant energy that people pick up on. You can come across as a dynamic go-getter, but you can also come off as a little much and a little aggressive, which brings me to the negative traits of Aries. And again, we've all got negative traits. No one is perfect. Nothing to be ashamed of, guys. But Aries, whenever they're not doing so hot, they can be argumentative, they can be impulsive, and they can be even downright cruel sometimes. Which is why for her traits, I did end up giving her the 3 traits: ambitious, self-assured, and hot-headed. I felt like those were spot on to Aries and, especially working with what we got in game. So that is about it for our lovely Aries girl. I'm just about finished with her outfits, and I have a lookbook photo with all 7 or however many outfits there are now laid out next to each other so you can see. I had a ton of fun making her. I'm having a ton of fun learning more about the signs and sharing it with you guys. And I hope you find this interesting and maybe learn a little bit about yourself or just astrology at large if that's something you're interested in. And I think I'm going to go ahead and end this voiceover here. Thanks for checking this video out. Make sure to come back and check out the rest of the 12 signs. We've got 11 more to go. Next up is Taurus. And also figure out your birth chart, guys, so that way you can watch every video for your 3 main signs and get to know yourself a little bit more. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Leave a comment down below if you found this interesting, like this video, and subscribe if you want to see more. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.